8 years as Attorney General for Florida, outspoken Trump supporter. Trump and his foundation had put a lot of money into her election campaigns. I know our Drew Griffin back in the time had done a lot of reporting on that, and whether that was in any way linked to decisions she then subsequently made as Attorney General. The big question, though, is Lulu, does this, 6 hours, do you think this was basically, in a sense, a backup plan all the way along?
I mean, I don't know if it was a backup plan, but Pam Bondi is a pretty obvious choice for him. She's telegenic. She defends him. She worked on his impeachment trial. She was then at America First Policy Institute overseeing their legal operation there, something that's very allied to Trump. I mean, she's had a very long relationship with him. You just mentioned, I'm a Floridian, and you mentioned that relationship with Donald Trump. I mean, it was back, I think, in 2013 that he gave money to her campaign, and then apparently there was some questions around actions that she took around Trump University. And so, there's a long history there between the two of them.
Scott, a long history. She does have, obviously, real legal experience, which is in contrast to Matt Gaetz. No allegations of mass sex scandals with anyone underage, drug scandals. I mean, just to put it out there here. We'll see what we see here, but is this just a confirmation that would essentially sail through, Scott, or not?
Well, I don't think you could consider anybody, they're going to sail without any kind of real process. She's going to have to go through a process like everybody else. But I can tell you, this is a massive upgrade. I've talked to a couple people up on the Hill already. There's a sigh of relief that now we have somebody here, two-term AG, strong record on drug enforcement and opioid issues, a total hawk on immigration, politically supportive of Trump, obviously. I don't know a Republican in the country who doesn't love Pam Bondi. So you were starting with Gaetz, a nominee who was underwater significantly to start and was going to always be hard to get to the surface. Mm-hmm. With Bondi, I do think you're starting above water. And as long as she performs in her hearings, and look, this is somebody who's been through 2 elections in a really big state. And so a lot of public vetting of her has gone on already. So I think this is a great move by Trump to be pragmatic and tell Gaetz to get out, and a really good move to go with Bondi. This is not a shaky limb. This is a sturdy branch he's going with for AG here.
Would you agree with that, David?
Well, I'd agree with half of it. I think it was a good move to get Gaetz out of the nomination because he clearly was going to crash and burn, and he shouldn't have been there in the first place. It was a horrific choice. Look, I think that, my recollections of Pam Bondi were of leading the lock her up chance at the 2016 Republican convention, and of being in every way a political actor on behalf of Donald Trump, both as Attorney General and outside the office of Attorney General, and then after she left the office of Attorney General. So he gets in her what he wants, which is he wants someone who will be responsive to him first, not the duties of the Attorney General or the Constitution. He wants to have political control over the Justice Department. And to Scott's point, I think she's fully willing, able, and capable of doing that, of putting a political functionary who he trusts in that office. Now, whether the rest of the country feels comfortable about that, whether the senators do, we'll see. It is I think it's a very daunting proposition for those who care about the integrity of the Justice Department.
Well, it doesn't make you realize in all these things, you talk about electing people running for office as Attorney General, then they're getting donations. I mean, the whole thing about justice is supposed to be impartial, and the way a lot of this goes down, it just makes everybody think how we want to make these processes happen.